All right, you too, puppy doing? You see they got me locked up, don't let me out. Locked up, won't let me out. Locked up, won't let me out. Oh, won't let me out. Got me between these bars and shit still, you know what I mean? Somebody, can you see me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Oh my goodness. Anyways, how do's you? I've been checking out of this hotel, today and everything. It was actually good. And even ventured down the alchemy lane, you know what I mean? And it's a sad song, especially 101 o'clock, going down Highway 101, you know what I'm saying? To Nowhere Land, you know. It's a real nowhere man living in a nowhere land, making all of his nowhere plans for nobody. Nowhere man, where you going? Nowhere man, can't you see what you're showing? Is all everything the same old thing you've seen before and done before again? No man is tripping. No man, and people don't tell you slipping. Nowhere man, don't you see it, please? Won't you please, on your knees, please, please. Stop the bullshit. Anyways, yeah, a lot of people locked inside prison. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And 2:16 on the clock. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. But it is what it is. So therefore, uh, we are good and we're getting better. And we also wish the same on you. I got to tap back into God's favorite daughter, you know what I'm saying? Oracle Bay 44. Got to tap back in. I see Tarot Doc and everything right now, hitting her back up and everything, And Chiron Intuition. Chiron Intuition right now was vibing on some Prince, vibing on some Prince. And wow, all of the 3:14 on the clock, all the things that he's done. And I couldn't believe the last one I actually saw in Prince was part 17, 17 hours. And guess where he was at? In LA, in LA too. You know what I'm saying? So all this, Mickey 17 right now, it's out on the movies and everything, I've been saying it since what, 2000, no, 2003, 2003, 2004 is when I got into the part 17, you know, uh, record scene there over in Germany, with Brother Rico and Mr. S. Oliver, you know. And, but today we did go ahead and see, how these, we have 7 colors of the rainbow, and pink is not one of them, So we see also as Mir, I hope you felt that, as much as Mir, like it's Mr. Ass is what it is. Okay, Mr. Ass, as Mir, however you want to put it, you know what I'm saying, because even going up in the shaft and everything, whether it does take a phallus, whether it's a fake phallus or a real phallus. That's, I got a real 92.3 just came on right now with the Bucks. Hold up, fuck no, I gotta read that shit. I gotta read that shit. No, I can't read it. Oh yeah, Blue Bucks CX Clan at Rolling Loud. Wow. 92.3. Blue Bucks. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Wow. Timing. And we just talk about, pretty much Buckeyes, you know what I'm saying? Black eyed peas, you know what I'm saying? Ooh wee. And that's something fierce. I haven't seen that in some time, and sometime I hadn't seen it. So it's good to see, seeing is believing. You know, as they say, you don't believe nothing that you see and only half of what you hear. So if we keep it like that, then, I might just be all right. And not only that, just stay on your point. Stay on point, you know. Uh, so we get past this 6 minute Dougie Fresh on. We're on 6 minutes right now, and we won't be going into a motherfucking circle, you know. And even if we do go into the circle, it don't trip. We're just looking at the sight along the way. Sometimes we have to go 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 3 steps forward, and 5 steps back. You know what I'm saying? But as Prince was saying, we're all evolving every single day, and what we are to do is go ahead and share with each other. He was saying that back in the 2000, I think it was 4, and he was actually in Toronto, Canada. You know, and he was saying how different it was in the United States and everything, what they teach and so forth. When he was saying that, though, what came through my mind is like this. See, uh, what's her name? Miss Nat Nat was just saying, to somebody on her show and everything to get out in the nature and everything. You know what I'm saying? And this, that. You know what I'm saying? And the reality, as I'm patching out 7:14 on the clock over to what Prince was talking about, he says, being in Toronto is a much different, more cool, laid back, thing where people can relate and, function, unction, with each other. And the vibe is just, way, way better than it is inside of the United States. And he alluded it to being, it being programmed down here because this is the prison cell, you know what I'm saying, for that matter. Most of the, tell you the truth, most of the pink territory, which is under the Franklin, is up in Canada, you know, and that was actually done by even back, when they created Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner, through the Underground Railroad, okay, because that's where they ended up. It was Canada and everything, okay. I saw that again also with the double promotion, double sworded promotion today with that of dang, I'm slipping his name again right now. He did the Harriet Tubman, Dane Calloway. Okay, Dane Calloway and everything. Calloway. First of all, let's look at the name. Starts with the C right there. That's the C of the Quran. Okay. Even AL, even ALLA. Okay. Even though it might be ALLO, but it's ALLAWAY, which is Yahweh. Okay. And then the D is the door for An, A-N-E. So what happened on there and everything when I looked on there, they did go ahead and even have Rosa up there. And how Rosa was, he had Rosa with the blue, but with the left eye, you know what I'm saying? And I do get it in a sense of the fact that, Spanish was the conquistadors who actually came over and, you know, did what they did with us and so forth, 1492, from that date anyway. But the Spanish is that with the Moors and everybody's together on that shit, okay? And uh, um, the transition to the English for the rose, is still along the same way and everything. And it's still about, like I was saying, how fast that candle was burning, okay? Meaning like the red candle, even when I got 3 candles today, and they were in with a white one and a yellow one. They don't burn that fast. It's something inside of that in the red, you know, candles and everything. I know it's blood. I know it's blood. The security guard used to look at me in the eye, and we used to say to each other, "He don't look at me in the eye no more, dude." But I don't give a fuck. He was he was cool. Keep on talking about it. He didn't want to look in the eye, so then he the shady motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I really ain't tripping. You know, but it's cool though. At least like I said, when you can look there, they try and explain, and you can just see them trying. To like Nat does. You know what I'm saying? To go ahead and finagle switch this that. But Scripture clearly states, and that's for each and every single one of us that are chosen to whatever degree we're chosen to, and that is the divine masculine, chapter 4 of Isaiah, will have 7 women come and say, "We have our own money." 11:11 on the clock. We have our own money. 11:14 on the clock. To where they ain't tripping on your fucking money. They just want your name. So these beggar motherfuckers right here who is tripping on your money, they're not even in the motherfucking ballpark. Because if the scripture said, "Hey, we have 7 women. Look, we just want your name." And what does that go back to again? Chapter 666, okay, of Ecclesiastes 7:1. And it says, "A name is more precious than ointment, and the day of one's death is better than the day of one's birth." 1, 2, 3 on the clock, 12:03 on the clock. Okay? So all of this propaganda, so it's a propaganda. I was going to break that down. Ganda is in there, is like Uganda. Ganda is Gan is GA, which is Georgia. Okay, then we go with the ANA, you know, Anda, that's like anaconda. Okay, so it's a serpent inside of there, and da is feminine. So all this propaganda, even demonstrated inside of these proverbs, you know, um, one needs to go ahead and take a look at closely and everything. After noticing that, then it did with Dan Calloway with the Rosa, which is it's a no brainer on that. Same thing with yeah, with the Rosa and everything. The alternate spelling that one can go ahead and use even with that is to include both of them, which I did. I went in there to go ahead and put the ROSAE. So therefore, both transitions of the Rosa to the rose, meaning to rise, is inside of that, because therefore the death has already happened with the A, even though the A can't be touched, but it is one and it is 1,000 at the same time. So it is plural in that duality right there with the A. So keeping it attached to the E, which is eternal. Why? Because we are talking about spirit that is going in the opposite direction and so forth. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Spirit, which is going in the opposite direction. It is actually the Ivrit, the letter Ivrit. And again, like I stated earlier, the epsilon in the Greek took that from the 5th letter of He, okay, which looks like an E turned upside down like a rake, like a 3-pronged Afro pick. Okay, and yeah, and they flipped it up for RE inside of, well, firstly inside the Latin alphabet, and then the English, 1441 on the clock English alphabet. You know what I'm saying? And not even getting to the computer XYZ language that lady walking heavy, walk heavy and everything was talking about today. the XYZ computer language and everything. She moves that, she moves pretty fast and everything, and she's probably helping a lot of other people and everything. But right, actually, it's kind of like annoying and shit. It's like a little kid, you know, uh, just doing their best, doing their best, and you know, uh, you can't fault anybody for doing their best, whether it be for the disagreeable or for the agreeable. You can't fault because they're at least they're in the game trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood to be locked up. Don't want to get out, locked up. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! What's that dude that was on Facebook? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! No, I did miss him and shit. I didn't watch him a whole lot, but I did remember him saying that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, even